how I got into MMA actually is, it's funny, my wrestling coach at Cal Poly would put together like a 6-week wrestling camp every summer. So my freshman summer in college, Uriah was at the camp and he was getting ready for another fight, and he kept hurting all the wrestlers because nobody knew jiu-jitsu, and he just kept hurting everybody and nobody wanted to roll with him, and so he didn't have anyone really to work out with. So I was like, yeah, screw it, you know, I don't know anything, but I'll roll with you. And you know, I rolled with them for a while and just kind of fell in love with it then. You know, and he told me, he's like, man, I think you'd be really good at this. Hearing that come from him, I was like, man, that's, you know, that's something if he's telling me that. So basically the day after I graduated, I threw all my stuff in a U-Haul and just moved up to Sacramento. He let me live in a spare room in his house for the first year, and until I had a couple fights, and the rest is history. The rest is history.
Written to the sky, I'm the king of the stars. My ideas hidden like drums in a bar. You're listening, you're visiting, but want the land house. My dreams like dogs with a car. Even I be the monkey when they swing with my bars. In between work, I'm tearing stages in half and rebuilding sandcastles just to break them apart.
Preparation for this fight, for me, it was basically just like any other training camp. It was about an 8-week camp. I was basically treating it like it was a title fight. So, you know, I was working hard just like I did for any other fight. And the day before I left for Australia, I actually got the call that he tore something in his shoulder. So I didn't have an opponent. It took actually a full day of me pulling my hair out to finally get the call from my manager saying, all right, we finally found you someone. You are fighting in Australia still, so just, you know, get all your stuff together and you're leaving in the morning. So
the short notice definitely affected the game plan we had, because we were preparing for Hacker and Diaz, who's a completely different kind of fighter than Yautzen, the guy that Chad ended up fighting. Yautzen took the fight on a week's notice, so basically the strategy came down to a couple of YouTube videos while we were on a layover in LA.
Yeah, jet lag is always something you got to deal with when you're, you know, flying 14, 15 hours to a fight. You know, they send us out about 5-6 days before the fight. So usually by that time, you've kind of gotten used to it, but you know, sometimes you don't.
The timing of the fight actually worked out to our advantage, because we were waking up naturally at 5, 6 in the morning, and our report in the hotel was 6:30, and Chad fought at about 11:30, so it worked out great. We were going to sleep at 11 or so, which it kind of matched up with how we were feeling, so it ended up working out good.
Yeah, I had my teammate Justin Buckles with me, helping me train, you know, for the fight. He was holding mitts for me. We were going over game plans. Great with strategies. You know, my favorite cornerman.
By the time we're on location, you know, the work's really been done. We just got to cut the weight and keep his reflexes up, keep him firing, keep him sharp, keep him confident, keep him happy, which isn't hard. So, you know, there's not much to it really. It's just sweating and working out with some buddies, stuff we do every day.
He's definitely a guy that I like to have in my corner for every fight.
He is a wrestler, bringing a professional record of 12 victories and 1 defeat into the octagon tonight. Fighting out of Hanford, California, here is Chad Mendes.
And the former #1 contender, Chad Mendes, they touch him up, and we are underway. It's Meza in the yellow trunks and Mendes in the red with black.
You know, we were watching that he was dropping his jab a lot when he would throw it, when he'd bring it back, his arm was drop in. Same thing with his hooks, and he would stand up real tall.
In his last appearance, a 31-second knockout of Cody McKenzie.
And there's that right hand upstairs.
And really relaxed.
You know, I slipped inside, hit him with that overhand because he was dropping that, and I knew that with his chin being high that I could probably connect.
And that's all. That's at 145 pounds he's knocking guys out at.
You know, everything just kind of worked for me. You know, it was awesome getting to come up to Sacramento and getting to work out with guys like Uriah and Joseph Benavidez and Danny Castillo, Justin Buckles, TJ Dillashaw. I mean, we have so many guys that are all pretty similar in size and all have the same mentality, a lot of us, well, most of us have the same wrestling background. And it's just something that we can all pull from each other, and it's like a big family. So it's definitely huge for me, and it was huge for me in the beginning. So it's awesome, man. My dad's been there, a part of my athletics my entire life. You know, he was at every single one of my, definitely all the home college dual matches, and would be on the road traveling with me a lot. Yeah, my wife, she's been to every single one of my fights. She's, yeah, definitely doesn't like the blood part of it, but other than that, she loves watching me fight. She just likes watching me compete. I love having her there. She definitely helps me out. She has a degree in nutrition, and she's been to the Professional Culinary Institute, so she does a lot of cooking for me in my training camps and helps me out with diet, and especially when I come to the fight the week before, she'll help me out with food sometimes too, and it's definitely a great help, and it helps me out in my fights and my weight cutting, so it's cool.
Chad, dealing with him, his mentality before fights is really, really easy. I mean, he's just a happy-go-lucky guy as is, and you know, he keeps me happy the week before. He's always happy, so there's not much to my job. I just kind of hang out, and he's one of my good friends, and you know, I just love coming out here and helping him any way I can, and you know, it just kind of takes care of itself. When you just got a bunch of good guys with good energy, you know, there's not much to it.
You know, where I'm sitting right now in the featherweight division, I'm kind of in a tough spot just because there's so many guys that are in line for that title. You know, I've had my run, I've fought for it once, and I'm basically working my way back up. I truly believe that I'm the best 45-pounder in the world, and I'm just sitting here waiting for my chance again to get in there and prove it.
Honestly, Chad is one of those freak athletes. Those come along every now and then in sports. You got Michael Jordan, stuff like that. And I think he's just now starting to realize the kind of advantage he has physically and athletically over other people. I mean, you can grind as hard as you want, you can work as hard as you want, but some people, you know, some people can do things better than others. He can come in here and plyo jump over my head, you know, after just relaxing for a week or whatever without training. The guy's a freak, and he's got that special thing that's really gonna make him a champion, you know. And I think he's finally starting to realize that now. So it's time for it to happen.
We got so many tough guys. We got guys cutting down from 55s down to 145s, and I just got to be patient. Just keep doing my job. I just got to keep training hard and keep beating these guys, and you know, eventually that belt's going to be around my waist. So just got to be patient.